One day, you're going to wake up, look at your life, and wonder where all the time went. Not because you made terrible decisions, but because you kept postponing the good ones. The frightening part? Your brain convinced you. It was the smart thing to do. It wasn't lying to hurt you. It was trying to protect you. And that's exactly why so many dreams quietly disappear. Imagine your brain as a friend who's terrified of change. Every time you try to build a better life, it quietly whispers, "Not today." It sounds like advice. It feels responsible, but it has no idea. It's stealing your future, one tomorrow at a time. Think about the last promise you made to yourself. I'll start Monday. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. Tonight, I'll finally begin. For a moment, it feels real. You actually believe you'll become a different person tomorrow? But tomorrow arrives, and somehow, your brain tells you the exact same story again. Most people call this laziness. That's comforting, because laziness sounds fixable. The truth is far more unsettling. You're not fighting laziness. You're fighting millions of years of evolution. Your brain wasn't designed to build your dream life. It was designed to keep you alive. Those are two completely different missions. Thousands of years ago, trying something unfamiliar could get you injured, rejected by your tribe, or killed. So your brain learned a simple rule. If something feels uncertain, avoid it. That rule once kept humans alive. Today, it keeps people scrolling. The danger changed. Your brain never got the update. Now picture this. You sit down to study. Suddenly, your room feels messy. Your emails suddenly seem important. You remember someone you should text. Even washing the dishes starts feeling productive. It almost feels like your brain is sabotaging you. It isn't. It's escaping discomfort while making you believe you're still being productive. That's why procrastination feels so convincing. It never looks like procrastination. It looks like preparation. Here's the part almost nobody notices. The task isn't what your brain fears. It's the emotion attached to it. Failure, embarrassment, uncertainty, the possibility that your best effort still won't be enough. Your brain would rather delay those emotions than discover they were never as dangerous as it imagined. So it offers you a deal. Not forever, just tomorrow, and somehow. That sounds completely reasonable. The moment you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," something incredible happens. You haven't solved the problem. You haven't made progress, yet you instantly feel better. Because your brain mistakes postponing the discomfort for escaping it, that tiny feeling of relief becomes a reward. And every reward teaches the brain one lesson. Do this again. Without realizing it, you've just trained your own brain to procrastinate even more. But here's the question your brain hopes you'll never ask. If procrastination feels so bad, why does it keep doing it? Because your brain isn't chasing success, it's chasing relief. Those two things often look similar until your future arrives. Imagine standing in front of two doors. Behind the first door, 5 minutes of discomfort. Behind the second, 5 years of regret. Your brain almost always notices the first door. It barely notices the second. Because the human brain is built to solve today's discomfort, not tomorrow's consequences. That's why one missed workout feels harmless, one skipped chapter feels harmless, one delayed conversation feels harmless, until one day, you realize your life wasn't changed by one big decision. It was shaped by thousands of tiny delays. Here's something even stranger. Your brain doesn't actually see your future self as you. Psychologically, it treats that version of you almost like another person. That's why sacrificing tomorrow feels so easy. You're giving the difficult work to someone your brain barely feels connected to. The problem is, future you eventually becomes, present you, and now you're carrying yesterday's promises along with today's problems. This is where most people make a huge mistake. They wait for motivation. But motivation is one of the biggest illusions your brain ever created. Think about the last time you didn't feel like exercising. The hardest part wasn't the workout. It was putting on your shoes. The hardest part wasn't writing. It was opening the document. The hardest part wasn't studying, it was sitting down. Then something strange happened. Once you started, continuing became easier. Your brain didn't suddenly become motivated. It simply realized the danger it predicted never existed. That's because your brain is a prediction machine. It constantly asks, will this hurt? Unfortunately, it's terrible at predicting emotional discomfort. It exaggerates it. It turns 5 minutes of effort into something that feels impossible. Then the moment you begin, reality quietly proves your brain wrong. But your brain never learns that lesson unless you start. Every promise you keep to yourself changes something invisible. Not your schedule, not your calendar, your identity. The brain is always collecting evidence. I finish what I start. I always quit. I'm disciplined. I'm inconsistent. It doesn't care what you believe. It watches what you repeatedly do. That's why successful people aren't people with stronger brains. They simply stopped negotiating. With every uncomfortable thought, they hear, not today. And instead of arguing, they move anyway. Maybe that's the biggest lie behind procrastination. It tells you that waiting will make starting easier. It never does. Waiting usually makes the task heavier, the guilt deeper, the fear louder. Tomorrow doesn't remove discomfort, it compounds it. So the next time your brain whispers, start tomorrow, don't argue with it, don't fight it, just smile, because now you know something it doesn't. Comfort has never built the life you dream about. Action has, even imperfect action, especially imperfect action. Because one day, your life won't be defined by the goals you planned, it will be defined by the moments you decided not to wait for tomorrow.